Okay, so I think we're rolling. Yes, it's loading right now.
I was going to say, usually something pops on the screen saying you're now live on Facebook.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I see you there. Okay, we're live.
Oh,
Actually, I have to stop sharing here. Yes,
there you go.
we're live. We're good here. I can see us live there. So, hi, Celeste. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm Sarah, and this is Celeste. And this is our first live. So, I'm kind of just scrolling here to see how I'm going to see your comments and share my screen at the same time. This is our first live here, so give us a second. If you're there, start to comment so that I know that we have a plan to see the comments here. Celeste, can you see my screen? What do you see?
I can't see your screen, but I don't want to see your screen.
Okay, so I see that we are live. So I'm just waiting for folks to start commenting so that we kind of know that we are being seen out there, but it's definitely rolling. It's 40 seconds and rolling right now. I'm just not sure how I'm going to manage the comments at the same time that we talk, but we're definitely streaming. So let's just go ahead and get started, and I'll figure out the next part as we go. Okay, so welcome, Celeste. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm Sarah. I am blessed and humbled to lead this group. I am a traditional Usui Reiki master teacher, a holistic life coach, and a yoga teacher. And these are our Friday lives. We're going to cover one topic every week. If you check the announcement tab, you will see a list of all of the wonderful speakers that have volunteered their time to share about them and what they love. And so thank you and welcome, Celeste. Go ahead and take it away and tell us about the human design.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Again, I am Celeste Anderson, also known as Mothering Healing on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also co-owner of Crystalline Tribe, which is a beautiful online boutique that sells crystals and jewelry and covers and handles a lot of my events and my sessions. If you fall in love with this human design and you want to know more about it after today, please check the comments below and just shoot me an email and we can set up a session for you. Human design. I'm going to start by telling you that I am not a book person. Anyone that knows me knows that I have a hard time reading books. It's not my thing. I wish I was more into books, but it's just never been my thing. But when I found human design, this system triggered something in me so much that I felt the need to literally print off every single thing that I come across. So this is what I call my Bible. This is a binder. This is one of 3 binders that I have, because I am so afraid that the internet's going to go away and I won't have access to this information that I have to make sure I have hard copies of everything. So I just had to share that. Now, what is human design? Human design is a system that combines astrology, I Ching, the Kabbalah, and the chakras. It was originated by Alan Robert, and I'm going to try to say his name right. It's Krakauer, but he's known as Ra Uruhu. That's the pseudonym that he goes by. He wrote the book, The System, Human Design System, in 1992, but the way he came about it was he received back in 1987 this download. And he received the download of all of this information over a 7-day period. He sat in isolation and got all of this information and just wrote it all out. And then took some time to try to understand what he was just given. And that's where human design was created and started. I like to call it astrology, and numerology on steroids. I used to do numerological readings for people. I have a math background, so numerology made sense to me when I got into this world. And when I found this, I haven't done a number reading since I found human design. This just seems to be so much more intense and so much more correct. I tell people human design gives you permission to live the life that you were designed to live, to be the authentic you. It is so fascinating to be able to sit down with people, to read their chart, and to share information about them, and to just watch these light bulbs go off in their head like, wow, you mean I'm not crazy? Wow. So you mean that's why I can't ever get things done that way? It's so fascinating to just watch this. And just to give you a little bit about human design, it breaks down into 4 types. You have generators, manifestors, projectors, and reflectors. And then you also have manifesting generators. They fall into the generator category. Now, generators are about 70% of society. They are the life force of society. They are the Energizer bunnies. They're the workforce. They are responders. They get things done in this world, and they create life. They are so important to this planet. They also sometimes fall in the category of slaves, society's slaves. And that's because they don't realize it, and they get on this hamster wheel of, I've got to get this done, I've got to get this done, I got to get this work done, I got to go, 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 go. And they think that they have to keep going for other people. And they don't. They have to listen to their strategy and their authority and do what is correct for them. And then life will be magnificent for them. Manifestors are 8% of society. They're kind of like the word speaks. They are initiators of life. They come up with all these fabulous ideas and things that they want to get done, and different projects to do and things to create, and they just want to go in and they initiate them and they start them. But they need generators and manifesting generators to hop on board and to respond and to help them bring the project to fruition, because they don't create themselves. They need to find generators to work with to help them to finish their projects. Then we have projectors.
I was just going to ask the girls who are commenting, because we have a couple of girls who are joining us live right now. You can't see them,
the comments, so.
Yes. So I want you girls to just comment and see if any of this sounds familiar to you or if it resonates with you. All right, keep going.
Then we have projectors who are kind of considered like, they're portrayed as like birds on a wire. Okay. Projectors kind of sit up and they watch what the tribe and the community is doing and the collective, and they see how they're interacting with each other, and they're like, oh wait, they're thinking about doing this, but I see up ahead a little further, and if they do that, this might happen, but if they go this way, this might happen. So they kind of watch. And if you invite them to give you information, they can swoop down and they can give you beautiful, spot on guidance about your life. But they have to learn to only do it when they are asked, when they're invited. And that's a hard thing if you don't realize this about yourself and you're a projector. Because if they just shoot all kinds of info, oh, you need to do this. Oh, you think of somebody that stepped in and said, oh my gosh, don't do that. You have to do this. If you do that, this is, and all of a sudden you're upset about it. And 2 days later, you might think, oh, that was probably the best information I could have gotten, but you didn't ask for it. And when we don't ask for it, it rubs us the wrong way. So if projectors can learn to wait for that invitation to help, then all of their wisdom will be used the way it's meant to. And lastly, we have reflectors. And reflectors are about 1% of society, maybe 1.8, 1 point something. Reflectors are, think of a mirror. And what they do is they put themselves in the middle of a tribe or in the middle of a community that feels like it's their people. and then they reflect back to them, and they show them how they're acting, how they're responding, the way they're working in society, the integral part that they play, how they're living their life. And then they can decide, is this how I really want to be? What can I change? What can I tweak? Where can I switch it around? It's just they reflect back to them how the group is being and how they're working together. So those are the types. I don't know if you want to stop, and I don't know if there's questions that we have to answer, or I don't know.
So I'm still learning to manage, and right now it seems good. We have some comments, but no specific questions, so we can keep going.
So let me give you an example of part of why this is so important. Like I already told you, projectors need to wait for an invitation to be able to share information for it to be taken the right way. Most generators work with a sacral authority. So they need to answer questions that are yes and no. If they are asked open-ended questions, they're almost like a deer in headlights. They have a hard time answering it. But if you ask a generator a yes or no question, they can pretty much give you an answer just like that. They know right away. So imagine being a child in a classroom, sitting there, and the teachers ask, because teachers are taught to make children, to ask children questions that are thought-provoking, right? Well, that's perfect if you're a manifester. That's perfect if you're a projector or a reflector. But if you're a generator, you almost feel like you can't answer the question because it's open-ended. But if you switch it around and you ask that generator child a yes or no question, they're the first ones that have an answer right away. They know the answer. Their body tells them. They get a They get those answers right away from their sacral. So that's a fascinating thing that I love about human design, because it's helped me with my own children who are adults now. But I wish I would have known this system when they were younger. Because even just changing the way I respond to my children now has changed our relationship. I can see, you can see, like I have 2 generators, and you can see how much easier it is for them when I ask them questions that are yes, no. Let me give you one more example. Let's think about those couples that are trying to decide where they want to go to eat, right? Couples have this fight all the time. It's crazy. Let's say your wife's a generator, and I don't know, you're a projector, and you ask your wife, what do you want for dinner tonight? And she says, I don't know. I don't care. And he says, okay, let's get Mexican. And right away she says, no, I don't want Mexican. And he says, but you just said you didn't care, right? But that was an open-ended question. And now as soon as he says, let's get Mexican, she can yes or no it. You see what I'm saying?
Because she's she's responding.
Exactly. But an open-ended question, she didn't know. But now when you're saying, okay, let's get Mexican, and she knows right away if she does or doesn't. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if we can learn not only our own design, but the people that are closest to us, our interactions can be so much smoother with them.
Interesting. Okay, so we have a couple of questions, and I have to tell you, we're having a situation here where the computer is a little bit frozen, and for whatever reason, the camera is not broadcasting, but we have plenty of comments that they're listening. So sorry, girls, for the technical difficulties, but thanks for putting up with us. And I'm going to go ahead and read the questions because they're obviously listening. So Tammy says, are we supposed to be able to see her? No. Yes, you're supposed to, but I can't figure out. Some of them are asking if these are labels or like, what are they? Like, because I guess maybe I'm perceiving now that maybe when we put labels like this, we kind of put ourselves in a box. So are these labels that, how does this work? Or names, or like how, what are these categories?
So the way it's, let me show you a chart. I'll show you my chart. So I'm a reflect. Oh, they can't see because they don't have. I'm not going to show you my
It's funny because for a second there, I thought I saw us go back on screen, and then we seem to disappear. So yeah, but I have no proof that they're going to be able to see your chart. So try and do it without showing a chart.
So it's all about the planets and the alignment when the moment of your birth. And it's where all the transits and everything are at the moment of your birth. So the human design system is part of the moment you are born and 3 months prior to your birth. You see what I mean? And that's where, and it's hard to get into right now with a whole 20 minutes, or which we're almost at the end right now. I'm giving you just basics right now, but it is literally like people come to a session and I will explain to them certain things about their personality and their design. And it's amazing how much it already resonates with them. So instead of calling it a label, I would say no. What it does instead is it gives you permission to be who you really are. Society, as we have been brought up, has put conditions and labels on us that have made us feel, in the back of the mind, in your mind, think about something that you're always like, oh my gosh, I'm crazy. Why do I always do this? You know what I mean? Like maybe someone always just changes something all the time. You know what I mean? They have a set, they have a plan, and all of a sudden they're like, no, I have to do this, I have to do that. You see what I mean? And other people around them are like, why do you keep changing everything all the time? Why can't you just stick to the plan we just came up with? What is wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with them. That's their design. That's how they are meant to operate. So I would call this not putting a label on you, but giving you permission to not feel like you're crazy or something's wrong with you, and actually be who you are meant to be.
Yeah, so almost like an explanation, maybe, rather than a label. So it's just... Because, when you did a session for me and you were explaining how I'm a generator and also how I tend to respond. And I'm like, that explains why I'm always going without a plan. And people are like, well, what's your plan? I'm like, I don't know. And where are you going? I don't know. I'm just going, and I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. And why bother making a plan when I'm going to change my mind anyway, depending on what comes, because I'm a responder. And so I don't really have a need to control whatever is going to happen. I just go with what comes. And so, a lot of the times people are looking at me and then they're like, and I can see in their head, like they think I'm crazy. And I'm like, I know I'm not, but I cannot explain to you why I'm not crazy. So this actually, I could explain to you why I'm crazy. I could explain to you why we go without a plan, because I don't need a plan, because I'm a generator, I'm a responder. This is just how I work, and I just trust and go, and the path will reveal itself as I go. So that took such a huge weight off my shoulders, and actually, not only that, because I don't carry a lot of weight, but it gave me the ability to explain to people why I work the way I work. Not that I need an explanation, but they do. So it was very, very insightful and relaxing.
Yes. And that's the beauty of it, is people walk away. I think one of my favorite things about human design is that whenever I have someone come in that has an emotional authority, and I can't get into to it too much right now in this short time frame, but in human design, they say if you do only two things, if you follow your strategy and your authority, it will be life-changing for you to keep you on track for the kind of life you want to live. And there are many different types of authorities, but one of them is an emotional authority. And but many people that come to me that have an emotional solar plexus, they've been told their whole life, you're so crazy, you're so erratic, what's wrong with you? One minute you're so happy, the next minute you're just down in the dumps and depressed, and why are you like this? Get your life together, And they get put on medications, and they're told their whole life growing up that there's something wrong, and there isn't. The emotional authority is so beautiful, and it's there to help you live your life. You have all these fabulous highs where you get all these fabulous ideas and you go, and you have this energy and you create and you get things done. But if you stay in that energy, you burn out. You have to come back down. And when you come back down, it's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's not because you're depressed or you're sad. You feel that way because society has told you that. But you come back down and you need that time to recharge. You need that time to go inward and to reflect on all of the information that you had up here. And then decide, do I want to use this? Do I want to hang on to this? Do I want to follow through with that? This is your time for personal growth, to recharge and to reflect and to decide where you want to move your life forward. It's not that you're sad or depressed or broken. It's the way your cycle is. I have so many clients that have gotten off of antidepressant medications once they learn that that's their cycle and just learn to appreciate it and to honor it.
Wow.
It's amazing. I just love human design. I mean, you know, I could go on and talk for hours, and I know we only have 30 minutes or 20 or whatever. So I'm trying to respect that time frame. But
yeah,
there's just so much to human design.
It's absolutely fascinating. So right now Facebook says, like, they literally put a thing here that says, sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. So I'm not sure if they're seeing us live, but I want to keep recording because Facebook usually just keeps recording and then they can catch it later. Andrea had a question. It says, aren't they the type of aura that you project out? Is her question. There are some auras that project out. There are some that pull in. What do you mean by that? Each type is different. Let's see, what's the best way to explain that? So kind of like when I discussed with you the centers, our centers, certain centers will bring in radio broadcasts, and some will broadcast out. So I can't get into all of them right now, but yes, they are different. Some auras are very inviting to people. Like a manifesting aura is very repelling. They push people away. A manifester, if you have a manifester in your life, they probably rub you the wrong way very often because that's their energy, because manifestors are initiators and they are just always trying to start new projects and new things, but their energy tends to be very abrasive. Okay. All right, they're commenting, they're saying we're live. So even though my screen says that this thing is having trouble playing, they're seeing us because they keep commenting and she's saying that we're good. So let's keep going. What else do you think we need to know? Well, first I want to remind everyone, like, these are general terms, right? But Celeste does a consultation for you right through Zoom. You literally send her your name, your birthday, and the time you were born and the place you were born, and then she creates a chart for you, and then she'll get on the phone with you for an hour or so and kind of like explain to you what your system is. And I went through that process about a week ago, and just in the last week I have been able to like see myself doing what she says I do, and I'm like, how did she know? Well, because that's my design. And so that has given me a lot of like just comfort, you know, like right now I have a lot of projects going on. I'm going at 1,000 miles an hour with full trust, and I don't have a plan, and I just trust that it's just gonna come out. And it's funny because I did that, I started to do that, and the people who are working with me are like, you know, well, what about this, what about that? I'm like, I don't know, I'll figure it out when I get there, right? And you know, but in the back of my head I'm listening to them questioning me, and then I'm questioning myself. And then after this session, just for the 1 week, it's like, well, Celeste said I didn't need a plan, and I feel comfortable without a plan, so I'm just gonna go, and whatever you think, if you think I'm just, you know, you can think whatever you want. So I will highly recommend that you guys, you see, Dawn is saying she doesn't want to be greedy, but she wants more of this. Yes, Dawn, I know. Again,
the best thing about human design is it gives you permission to be yourself.
Yes.
And if any of this gets spoken to you today, then please, again, just send me an email, set up a session. My sessions are normally $111, But if you saw this video today, and if you became aware of human design through this, then I am offering you 20% off your session. So please go ahead and schedule one. And Crystalline Tribe is giving away one of our beautiful chakra balancing bracelets. For those of you that can see, I have my lava one that I'm wearing today. Just by commenting below, and then we'll pick a winner.
Yes. So the way that that's going to work.
Today, right?
Yes. So Celeste's email is right on the description of this post. I make sure that it was there. The link to her crystal shop is also on this post on the description. And the way that the raffle is going to work is if you watch this live by the end of the day today, so by midnight today, tomorrow morning, I'm going to make a list of anybody who put a comment below, whether you're watching it now live or whether you're watching it later today. And then tomorrow morning I'm gonna do a drawing, and whoever wins is like an electronic drawing. I just put all your names in them, and then the wheel spins and it gives me a name, and then I'll put you guys in contact with each other. So I'll introduce you through Messenger. Colleen is wondering if we could put up a list of the 4 types with a description. Do you have a website or anything that kind of gives an overview of this? Because I don't think typing it here.
You can get some basic information online by Googling human design. I could certainly log on later and put a brief description, I guess. I could try to do that. But there's basic information that's pretty easy to find by Googling.
Okay.
You can even get a free chart by going to the Jovian archive. You can do a free human design chart yourself. It'll let you just put in your information.
Explaining it. You explained it so well, and having someone to actually reflect it back to you. But tell you what, how about you put a separate post, not on this live, because these are going to go into a special tag, with whatever you feel would be helpful for them, and again, your information to contact you and schedule an appointment if they want one, and your website and all of that. So feel free to post that at some point later today in the group. And then when you guys see it, make sure that you comment on it so that it goes up on the feed, because Facebook is being acting funny lately. Yep. And the post seems to disappear. I'm like, I posted it, I can't even find it, and I posted it.
I know.
So commenting really, really helps when you guys can comment. I'm just curious, before we log off in the last few moments, my screen still says we're having trouble playing, but you guys keep typing, and so I keep seeing that you're seeing. You still see us? Say hello and bye and thank you before we log off, so that I see how much of it we were actually able to stream live and it actually got through.
Well, this was fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, she says she can Google it, so they're listening to us, they're seeing us, hopefully, even though my screen doesn't show me the replay. So, all right, thank you so much for joining us, Celeste. I am really, really grateful for you taking the time to share this with this amazing community of women. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out the announcement tabs, and don't forget about my live challenge coming up September 14th to the 18th. To help you create a mindfulness practice for your specific needs. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Namaste. Okay, so I'm trying to end it and hit the button and live video. Yes, and live video. Okay, so we're definitely offline now. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Man, this is...
It happens.
I don't know why though, because I couldn't see it, but they were listening. At some point, it was like it took my live feed and it gave me one of those mirror things that just goes. Well,
if I click on it, it shows a video.
You're on the Facebook thing?
I just clicked on the link.
And it's already posted?
Uh-huh.
Wonderful. My screen's still frozen.
So we'll see.
We'll see. All right, I'm gonna log off now so that I can go on to my next
All right.
meeting. Have
Thank
a
you,
wonderful afternoon. Take care.